Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a minute since I did a sit down video like this. I think the last one I did was talking about reading. I run an organization that is so interested in literacy, in building literacy skills, because we believe that sound literacy skills will definitely translate to helping children build confidence. And we are concerned with the raising of confident children. So different aspects of literacy like reading, writing, speaking, and all that are things that we ultimately concern ourselves about. I gave you tips on how to improve reading in your children the other day. So today, I want to give you some insight into some of the reasons why children are reluctant writers. A lot of children would even prefer to read than to write. And when I say write, I'm not talking about handwriting. I'm actually talking about creative writing, like writing composition, where you actually write. Now, because I've been in school leadership for quite a while, I've seen a lot of situations where teachers who are brought in for recruitment are asked to write, and that's where everything goes south because they are unable to express themselves properly in written form. It's as bad as not even being able to write a proper application letter or just a short personal narrative that might be given to them to write. You will see all manner of struggles, starting from punctuation to vocabulary to just sentence structure and everything. It's a mess. Now, we don't want our children to grow up and have this same issue. Now, what do you think happens to some of these aspiring employees when you ask them to write? The first thing is they will panic, and that means that there is very little confidence there. And that's why I want to give you some insight into the reasons why children are reluctant writers. When I tell you some of the reasons why children have problems writing, it might automatically give you some direction into how you can help them. Okay? So let's go right into it. So one of the first reasons why children struggle with writing is because they have very limited vocabulary. And this point directly ties into reading. It's clear that people who read a lot stand a better chance to be better writers. Okay? So if children do not do a lot of reading, they are definitely going to have a low vocabulary bank. Okay? So if children do not know exactly what words to use to express themselves in writing, they are going to be stuck. It's not going to be easy for them. I can't overemphasize this point really. So just get your children to do a lot more reading than they are doing at the moment if you want them to be better writers. Okay? Number two, one of the reasons why children will have trouble writing is because they've not had enough prior experience in the aspect of writing that you're asking them to produce. So you might see that a child who actually writes extensively in one area of literacy might struggle in another area of literacy. And you'll be wondering, oh, what has happened? What has happened is that child probably has not gotten a lot of exposure into, literary materials and even the different aspects of that particular type of writing. So I'll give you an example. You expect that a child who writes narratives beautifully should automatically do the same for non-fictional writing. It doesn't always play out that way. If the child has not been properly taken through the different stages of writing, been exposed to material that relate to a particular genre of writing, then they might struggle. Okay? So most times, before children are even expected to do any writing, they need to be taken through the entire process. So first of all, they need to be exposed to materials that relate to that type of writing. So if you expect a child to do non-fictional writing, maybe an information text, for example, how many information texts have you exposed the child to, and how much analysis has gone on for the different types of texts? Have you introduced the child to like introduction in writing? Have you introduced the child to like main idea? And as you're introducing, you need to also be modeling. Okay, you can't expect a child to immediately get into writing without taking them through this process. Number 3, most times teachers and even parents expect to just throw a book at a child and say, start writing. It doesn't work that way. The third point is you must take